Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while since I've recorded anything on this channel because I've recently had a bit of an accident when we were in a town in Sicily, up in North Sicily. We were climbing a mountain in Cepalu, and coming down the mountain I rolled my ankle, so I've been like unable to walk for I don't know 2-3 weeks now. So it's been a bit hard. I haven't been able to do a hell of a lot. We've done a little bit of touring around, but it's been quite a lot less active than we normally are. But anyway, I'm here in Naples, and buongiorno. And yeah, we're exploring the city. Well, we just got here yesterday, so we haven't really done much exploring. I've done a lot of ciao. We've done a lot of research, and yeah, I want to get out and share a little bit about what I've learned and what I know about Napoli. Yeah, it's a really it's got a reputation, you know. This place is known as like one of the lesser favorite cities here in Italy. But I've been around this morning. I've had a bit of a wander around, did some grocery shopping as I normally need to do, and yeah, I've found it to be like a really interesting, YouTuber. Yeah, New Zealand. Yeah, come to Napoli, my second day here.
Second day.
Yeah, just walking around. Take care. But yeah, it seems to me like the people here are really friendly. Not in line with the reputation of what I've heard as like a dangerous place to visit, or like somewhere you need to be super careful, you know, like worried about pickpockets and all that kind of stuff. Of course, there are always going to be those kinds of things to look out for, to worry about. But in my first impressions of Napoli, this is not what I've found so far. Now, we're staying in the area of Chiaia, and it's a very historic feeling neighborhood, kind of hilly. We've got the classic cobblestone streets, and there's a place that I want to go and check out up here called Napoli Sotterranea. So let's go and see what this is all about.
Ciao.
Ciao. Can I come for a tour?
If you want, at 4:30.
4:30?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 hour.
Yeah, it's a guided tour and it's long 1 hour and 10 minutes.
You can do it by yourself, or
No.
you have to go with a tour?
No, it's dangerous.
Oh, really? Okay. And how long is the tour?
1 hour and 10 minutes.
Okay. And how much?
15 euros.
Oh, cool. Okay. Maybe I'll come back.
Okay.
Awesome. Ciao. Okay. Maybe we won't go to that place just yet. We'll go back. So yeah, the place we're staying in is quite cool. There's lots going on there. We're on like a main street, and it's so interesting to like get a glimpse into the lives of the people who live here when you're in a place that's just so busy. It's just like so full of life. I find a lot of European cities are like that, and when you stay right in the heart of it, the center, you really get like a really clear insight into what life is like. And I was just taking a walk around this morning, and I kind of went a bit of a roundabout way to get to where I needed to go. Not on purpose, just because that's the way that the maps were taking me. And yeah, I kind of ended up through all these back streets, and like kind of like this, but much more narrow, less of a thoroughfare, stairs and stuff, and people were hanging there washing out across the streets and everything. It's like very typical like local kind of vibes. But even this, I mean, this feels very local as well, doesn't it? Just the way that the streets are, all the washing out. We have another monument to a saint. There's a lot of these around Naples. These monuments are all over. In Napoli, they kind of have a thing where they make a deal with the saints. Basically, they'll have like a saint in their household, and from what I've heard, from what I understand, you make a deal with the saint to do something for you, whether that's like to heal you or provide something that you need or anything like that. And part of that deal is if the saint does that for you, you have to build a shrine to the saint and pray every day and, you know, wish for the saint to have a good afterlife, I guess. But yeah, there's a lot of monuments or shrines around Napoli, which I'm sure we're going to discover. But this is mainly just from my research, but I've seen quite a few this morning as well, just like wandering around. Okay, so I've got like an hour to kill because the place I want to go to is like an underground chamber, a subterranean exploration, and we can't go in there until 4:30, so it's about an hour away. Oh, look at these old wooden doors. But it's very much like a living, thriving city. This doesn't feel like one of those places which is like just a Disneyland for adults, you know, like some places you go to, like for example Rome. It does kind of feel like that sometimes, where you're just going from place to place, from queue to queue, lining up for all these attractions and things. Initially, it doesn't feel like that here. It just feels like this is a living, thriving city and you get to come and get amongst it. So we'll see as the days goes on. But yeah, it's afternoon now, so it's starting to cool down a little bit. We're starting to get that beautiful afternoon light, which I love. I've got my camera in my bag and wow. Look at these. What is this? There's a little pocket of sunshine here and I don't know where it's coming from. Oh, hang on. Is that the actual sun? Oh my god. Oh wow. There's a window up there. You'll see it. There's a window up there. And the sun is just coming straight through it. Look at that. Wow. So we're in November now. It's mid-November. That's why at this time of day the sun is so low in the sky. But it's so pretty. I think I am going to have to actually stop and take a photo here. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's so nice. I just snapped a scooter zooming past at the same time. It's quite cool. Like a holy light coming down through the window onto the street. Okie doke. Ciao. So yeah, there's a coffee spot around the corner. We're gonna go and grab a coffee because why not? There's a few places in town that do like proper specialty coffee with like barista art and stuff, latte art. So we're gonna go see if we can find that spot. It should be just up here. Napoli is a lot more hilly than I thought it would be. I don't know why I didn't think it was going to be hilly, because there's a volcano nearby. So there's got to be hills, right? But yeah, I just didn't think it would be this hilly. And we're going up quite this hill, so we might even get a bit of views from up here as well. There's heaps of places around Napoli which have good views across the Bay of Napoli down to Mount Vesuvius, which is the infamous volcano that erupted and buried Pompeii and Herculaneum. So at some point we'll get over to one of those viewpoints and we'll see if we can have a good view over the bay. But for now we're in the city, we're exploring. Let's go and get a coffee. Yeah, that was quite tight, isn't it? So another thing that I've learnt about Napoli, I'm going to call it Napoli, right? It is Naples in English, but Napoli is how Napolitan people call it. So I've learned that they really love food and they really love fried food. So I'm quite excited to be out and about because a lot of the stuff that they eat, like the delicacies, is fried food. So for example, they have, you might know this already, you might know that Napoli is the birthplace of pizza, margherita pizza as well. The story behind that one is there was a Queen Margherita, and they wanted to make this really special pizza for her. Or actually, not 100% sure on the story. It goes something like this. They wanted to make a special pizza. Now the chef, he had a few ingredients in, basil, he had his mozzarella, and he had his pomodoro tomatoes. Now those are the three colours of the Italian flag, red, white and green. So chuck those on a pizza, and she loved it so much that it became a known thing, and there the margherita pizza was born. Now obviously to cook a pizza, a proper pizza, the traditional way, you need like a really good like a wood-fired oven, and that's not something that is accessible to a lot of people. So what the clever Napolitan people did, so here's what they do with the pizza. They make the pizza, fold it in half, seal it off, and then throw it in a big pot of oil, essentially deep frying the pizza. And that's how they've invented the pizza fritter, fried pizza. So there you go, that's how they've been able to have pizza at home without having to have access to a big wood-fired brick oven, which is just, yeah, you can't have that in a house like that, you know, not normally anyway. So I'm going to try all these things at some point. I'm looking forward to it. They love their fried food. They fry everything, zucchini flowers, French fries, they fry pasta, they fry pizza, seafood, everything gets fried here. So yeah, if you like fried food, Napoli is the place for you. Bit of a hike to get up here. Wow. We're on a busy street, so I don't think that many cars can travel in that sort of like older area. And here's our pizza joint. No, coffee joint. Hey, ciao ciao.
Oh, 30 yes.
Do you do a latte?
Yes.
Do you have oat milk?
Yes.
Yes, can I have one latte with oat milk? And have here.
Caffè latte.
Thank you so
Caffè
much
latte.
for the visit. And
Single or double shot?
can I ask you after
Single.
if it's
Grazie. Grazie. Oat milk, yes, thank you. Single, yeah. Cool. There you go. Got some coffee on the way, and proper good coffee as well. We've been having a lot of not great coffee. A lot of places around Italy, we've found like they'll make a coffee, they do the espresso, and then they'll just get the milk, heat it up, foam it sometimes, and then just dump it in there. Like there's no care taken. I know this is like such a first world problem. We've just gotten so used to having good coffee, like living in Australia, living in New Zealand, and living in England even. Their coffee culture is coming up now, and yeah, getting like really good barista coffee is just something that is few and far between when you're in Italy, unfortunately. And people say like that Italy is like the birthplace of coffee because they made, I'm pretty sure that Italians made the espresso machine, like they invented that. But I feel like they sort of stopped there. There's some really good espresso machines, and to be honest, most of the places we've stayed in have little espresso machines in them as well. So I guess they have perfected the espresso, but In terms of like a milky coffee, then yeah, there's other places in the world where I feel like you get better versions of that. Unfortunately, sorry Italy. So on my map, I've just got all these places like saved around. We're so last minute when it comes to like booking and making plans and stuff. So last minute, in fact, that when we left our accommodation yesterday and we jumped on the train, first of all, we didn't book the train until about 10 o'clock at night, the night before we were leaving. And then second of all, we didn't book our hotel because we didn't know where we were going until the morning of the day that we were traveling. So very, very last minute, making these plans to come to Napoli. But basically we were in Sicily and we just kept extending our stay in this beautiful little town called Taormina, partly because I still had my injury, partly because we didn't have any other plans and we were just kind of like chilling, and partly because we really love that little place in Sicily as well. So we saw that you could get a train from Taormina, from Sicily, which is an island off the bottom of Italy, and we wouldn't have to make any changes on that train to get up to Naples. And we were a bit confused about how this would all work, because obviously you have to take a boat at some point, unless the trains float. But we took our train from Taormina, got all the way up to Messina to get to the Strait of Messina, which is where you have to cross normally on the ferry. And yeah, they just loaded our train straight onto a ferry, which just like kind of blew my mind a little bit. I was like so buzzed out by this train getting onto the ferry. First of all, the ferry has to be really still. Like you wouldn't be able to do that if it was like wavy, because the ferry would be moving too much, and the train has to line up exactly with its wheels to get onto the ferry, because there's rails on the ferry, and then when you get on the ferry, the train goes to one side, and then obviously they have to get another train on the other side of the ferry to balance it because they're so heavy. And yeah, we just all hopped off the train. We went up onto the ferry, like there's a cafeteria and like a viewing deck up top and stuff, and we just enjoyed this boat ride across, got back onto our train, like left our luggage and stuff, and then the train parked on the other side, the trains came off the ferry, and we continued our journey up the country. It was just such a quirky little feature.
The description of the coffee.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Well, I've got some fancy coffee coming, so it comes with a little information board. Our coffee is coming from Kenya today. When you get an information board for your coffee, you know that the people making the coffee care about it, right? Anyway, the ferry from Sicily, the train from Sicily, just blew my mind, and it was a really cool experience to be able to get a train onto the ferry and then continue on that train journey back up towards Naples. I guess they were just saving us the hassle of like taking our luggage off of the ferry, off the train, because normally, in any normal circumstance where you had a crossing of a body of water, surely the train would just stop at the nearest terminal. You'd take a ferry across and get on another train on the other side. But no, they just wanted to expedite the whole process, so we didn't have to take our luggage, go and check into a ferry, and then come back. Grazie. Grazie. Wow, there's a lot of milk there. There's a lot of milk for the amount of coffee that went in. I feel like I maybe should ask for another shot. Good oat milk. Let's have a taste. That is a really, really nice coffee. That is one of the nicest coffees I've had, I think, in Italy for our whole trip here. What does that remind me of? There's like a sweetness to it. Reminds me of good coffee. Good coffee. Well done, Napoli. Napoli is famous for its food, like I was saying before. The food scene here is like one of the best in Italy, from what I've heard. You can get really good food here, and a good variety of food. And when we got here last night, obviously we had to get dinner, so we jumped on one of the food order apps where you get delivered food. And the range of different options that we had here in Napoli was so much better than any of the other places we were, I guess, since being here. Like even in Rome, there was quite a few different places, but the variety that we had here in Napoli was so much better. And obviously Sicily is kind of like the forgotten part of Italy. I feel like there's a huge like cultural thing with like Sicily not getting all of the stuff that the rest of Italy gets, and that's part of the reason why they want to build a bridge to go across from the mainland to Sicily. But some Sicilians feel like it would just be like a quick buck made for the people who build the bridge. There'd be some corruption in the government, there might be some sort of like mafia interference where they will like halt up supplies and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of controversy around this bridge being built to connect Sicily, but the reason that they do use in government is to try and bring Sicily up in line with the other regions around Italy. So it's such a cute dog. Oh, so sweet. Bella. Cute little poodle. So yeah, there's always debates, isn't there, about like regions around countries getting different funding from the government and different support, financing and all that kind of stuff. So the bridge across the Strait of Messina is something that's been talked about since the 1960s, but hasn't ever been able to come to fruition. There was a big move forward this year, I believe, but I don't know if that's still going ahead. So it's just one of those things, time will tell. I think a lot of Sicilians think that, you know, they'll believe it when they see it. And I guess that's probably a good stance to take, because it seems like one of those projects that's just never ever going to be done. That's like nearly, well, what is that? 65 years ago now since they started talking about building this bridge. Back to my point about jumping on maps and having a look around. So last night when we got in, that was one of the things that I did, was just jump on Google Maps and start searching around the area where we're staying. Turns out we're in a really great area for all of the places where I want to go to. I don't know if you can see that there, but there's a lot of stars around where we're staying, which is great, and it will make our vlogging, when we go and do our vlogging, a very easy job.
With your coffee?
It's really good, yeah. I like it. Thank you. I was looking in, all around for like good specialty coffee. It's really hard to find in Italy.
Yes, in Italy we have, for example, where are you from?
New Zealand.
Sorry?
New Zealand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a different micro roastery in your city or no?
We have a lot. Yeah, it's very popular. But in New Zealand, the coffee quality is really high. Yeah, and Australia too.
Here people. No.
Here in Italy, they put the espresso, they warm the milk.
You tasted the coffee in Napoli?
No.
It's your first coffee in Napoli?
First coffee in Napoli.
Because if you want, after,
Yeah.
I offer you a single shot of our blend
Okay.
to taste, and you remember it, because in Napoli, if you taste different coffee, I tell you,
Okay.
it's very bitter, very strong.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's no regular espresso, it's very slow.
Yeah.
I don't know why. People work so bad.
Okay. The other staff is just telling me here about how bad the coffee is in Napoli and that this place here takes care to do really good coffee and, takes care of the whole process from growing the beans right until the point where they get poured through the espresso machine. Okay, he's gonna get me another one. This is a single shot of the house blend, and he wants me to compare it to the other coffee that we have around Napoli. So the Napolitana espresso has got this like reputation as being like one of the best espressos you can have like in the world. But he said, and I think as well, that maybe it's just good marketing. The industrial coffee business here in Italy, obviously they've got a strong foothold in coffee all around the world, and they use that as a marketing tactic to, one, not only sell their coffee, but two, to like bring people here to try the coffee as well. So the reputation, the marketing precedes itself, I think, and apparently it doesn't live up to the reputation that it has. So we'll have to see. We'll check it out when we go and explore around the place. Haven't tried any proper barista poured Napolitana coffee yet, so stay tuned. Cute little girl waving. She's still waving. Bless her. I notice that everywhere you go here in Napoli, like especially in the back streets where it's a bit quieter and you see like local people just hanging out and doing their chores, like hanging the washing out, or you know, with their kids singing, taking them to school, whatever. People are so friendly. They just like, everyone wants to say buongiorno or ciao, you know, a smile. I feel like everyone is just like really friendly and approachable here. Totally against like the stereotype of what I've heard about Napoli, that it's gritty and dangerous and like a bit rough around the edges. I haven't seen that here yet. We've only been here for like less than 24 hours, but I have not seen it yet. Maybe it's a nighttime thing, maybe it's like if you go out in the evenings, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's just like people are just super friendly here.
Sorry for the wait.
That's okay.
You can taste our espresso blend. You around ever the coffee with the spoon.
What do you do, sorry? Stir?
It's important.
Yeah? Never had to do that before. I guess I'm not sleeping tonight. Pretty good, pretty strong. Not as sweet as the Arabica that I just had. But I do like that for an espresso shot. It'll be interesting to see how that compares to the other Napolitana coffee around. Bellissimo.
You just take oatmeal
See?
and nothing to eat, right?
Nothing to eat, yeah. Grazie.
Thank you. Have a good day.
I'll see you again. Ciao.
Yes, we are here.
All right. Well, that was a good experience. I enjoyed that. I like getting taken in and shown, you know, like from one of the locals, a bit of an insight into the area. The driving here in Italy is like so wild because you just pull out in front of people, and if you're in their way, they will stop. And it just seems crazy to me that people just like just pull out in front of each other and trust that they're going to stop. It's just the way to do it. But we recently drove from Rome all the way down to Sicily and then all over Sicily, and it was the same concept, and I had to get really used to it because obviously that's not normal where I come from. You give way like to other people, and just pulling out in front of people is really rude. So it was a weird thing to get used to, but it is the way to drive here, and you kind of just gotta drive like the locals, I guess, if you don't want to get into an accident. And we didn't get into an accident, so that's good. Right, we're going to go down to, I believe this is the Spanish Quarter now. We're going to check out some of the sights, I guess. There's a huge mural here of Maradona, the famous footballer. Oh, the sun's setting now, guys. that time of day. I think everyone's going home from work, so the roads are particularly busy. You find places like, I guess like this, where there's a bit of graffiti around, but there's still beautiful buildings. You can see why people would perceive this as like being like run down, crumbling buildings and stuff. But you can have that and still be a nice city. It doesn't have to be everything like brand new, right? And we get the history as well. We get all of the amazing history and stories that come with it. There is one reputation which does stand true here in Napoli, and that is the reputation of the taxi drivers. We had our first experience yesterday. When we got to Napoli, we just jumped straight in a taxi from the train station, and we needed to go 20 minutes to our accommodation. And they have this thing here which is like a predetermined rate, because I guess this come out of people getting like overcharged a lot. So this predetermined rate of taxis is something which you can see in all taxis. They should have this card, and you can access it by searching online, predetermined taxi rate Napoli. And anyway, we jumped in the taxi and he gave us a price which I thought was too much. I asked to see this card that they have in the taxi, and then it showed where we were going from the central station, and it's like predetermined rate includes all baggage, all extras, any like additional fees is covered in this predetermined rate. And then he was like, oh, but the extra is like luggage. First of all, he was trying to tell me that this card was like out of date, that they don't follow it anymore or something. And I was like, no, that's a lie. Like, I've got the 2024 one on my phone, I can see it, and it's the same as yours. And so he was trying to basically just scam us out of, I guess, close to 10 euros. He was trying to charge us 25, and we were saying that it's 17.50. So we settled on 20 because he was saying, oh, but the luggage as well. And I didn't want to argue too much, so we just kind of accepted that, yeah, 20 was okay. We're happy to pay 20 to get to where we needed to go, and I guess he felt like he had a little win as well, so he was happy to take us. But yeah, it was a bit like tense for a second there. And yeah, there is a reputation, a big reputation here in Napoli. People from Napoli, they don't use the taxis here because of that. You can see here a very, very religious population here in Napoli. There's another monument, but we're going to carry on to the Diego Maradona mural. Now, something about the Napolitan people is they have this mixture of religion and, I guess, superstition. It's like both things coexist at the same time, which is quite unique. They're a people that are apparently not scared of death because they believe that you'll live forever, but then they are also very religious as well. So there's a like huge cultural like differences here, I guess, to like other parts of Italy, which makes it very unique and stands out. But this area feels very local. I can hear, like, there's another shrine there. There's like kids I can hear, there's music. Everyone's got their laundry out. So time of year, it is the 13th of November. It's about 18 degrees in the afternoon. It's 4 o'clock. And it's a very, oh, here we go. Yeah, it's a very like nice temperature to be out and about. Here we are coming down to the Diego Maradona mural. First of all, we've got these characters. Sophia Loren, I think. Not sure who these other people are, but here is the big mural. Now this is obviously quite touristy. More people here than I've seen in any other part of Naples, but quite a special part of their culture and history, I guess, because when Maradona was really famous, when he was I guess first playing for the Italian team, was when they had just suffered this huge earthquake. I think it was in the 1980s, and there was a big earthquake, so there was a bit of a disaster sort of vibe going on, and it gave the Napolitan people something to get around and sort of reinvigorate the people here, to give them something to sort of follow and think about and talk about, rather than just this disaster that had just happened. So they kind of see Diego Maradona as this savior, like a god nearly, in history. He has achieved this god-like status among the people here, and that's why you'll see his face all over the city. Everywhere you go, he is just everywhere. Everything is painted in this blue. It's like a whole street art area, which is quite cool, isn't it? Picture of the blue scooter. But yeah, what a cool place. Seems to be all these stickers up here as well. This must be the thing to do. Sticker of is it football clubs? It seems like a lot of football clubs here. Yeah. And the artwork around here is really cool. Yeah, definitely a tourist hotspot. I feel like this place gets closed off though. Oh, that's cool. Definitely a legend amongst the people here. Such a famous picture, that mural. I don't know how long it's been here, but whenever people come to Napoli, this is one of the first spots they go to come and see this mural in the Spanish Quarter. Cool. What a legend. It's looking more lively down here, so I guess now I'm on more of the tourist route. Yeah, let's just keep going down, because there is somewhere I need to go to in the Spanish Quarter. As usual, I've got a mission I need to accomplish on my outing, my journey. So we're going to go and see if we can find a supplement store, because I've run out of protein. To be fair, I haven't really been having a lot of protein recently, because I haven't been doing a lot. With my injury, I've been very static. But let's go on this mission together and we'll see what we find along the way. Or maybe we can check out some of this fried food as well. You can see it here. See how this is all fried. They love a cone. This is pizza fried into a parcel, which, like I said, they did that so that they could make it at home, so they could have pizza at home. It's the grandma's version, the homemade version of pizza. Now I don't know. Oh my goodness, what is that? What is that? I've got no idea what that is. But it looks gross. Here, look, you can see the pasta has been deep fried into a package. you believe me yet? Napolitano people, they love their fried food. Now I don't know where to try the food, because like obviously if it's fried a little while ago and then you go and eat it, it's going to be cold and not so nice. But if it's a busy place, then I might stop and get something. That way, you know, that has a fast turnover, and you'll get something fresh. Ciao. So friendly people everywhere. So much Maradona memorabilia here as well. Via Chiaia. It does feel very historic here. Bar playing on the famous people that have come from Naples. So yeah, I don't know if you know, but Sophia Loren is from Naples. So there's a lot of, I guess, playing on their heritage, the people, the famous people that are known worldwide. A lot of artwork around, which I really like. And you know what, it is a little bit like gritty, I guess. A little dirty. But it's not like really, really bad. It's just kind of like normal, I guess, for like a busy kind of touristy street. There's definitely a good atmosphere here though. I even like walking around and like people see that I have a camera. It's on a stick, and people smile and they want to get their heads in the shot, and yeah, it's kind of like a cool vibe, like friendly. One more street to go down, and then I think we need to go left. So let's go. Oh wow, it's busy along here. This is like a shopping street, I guess. Look how many people are here. Way more people here than I saw over in our area where we're staying. Wow, super busy. But I guess I'm in the right place to do some shopping, so hopefully we can go and find some protein powder. By the way, what time of the day do you stop saying buongiorno and you start saying buonasera? I don't know. I just heard someone say it when I was at the cafe earlier, buonasera. I was like, hang on, it's 4 o'clock. What time do you start saying that? We're going to miss the tour, by the way. We're not going to make it back to the underground area before the tour starts, because I just looked, it's 4:25. So yeah, we won't be making that. A little bit further down is our protein store, so let's go and have a look. Feels a bit more like a business district here. It feels like a CBD kind of vibe. Just outside of the Spanish Quarter. Oh, here we go. Protica Vegan Sport. All right. Buonasera. I've had this one before, so. How much for this?
How much? 20, really?
Okay, I'll take one. Thank you. Grazie. Grazie mille. Ciao. Oh, that was nice and easy. Got the one I wanted. Results. I've got a plan. We're going to go to a nice big galleria with a huge dome opening, and it's just getting to that like really nice time of day where the lights start to look magical. They start turning all the lights on. And yeah, this place we drove past yesterday, it's very near to where we're staying, so it kind of suits me as well to go back in the direction where we started. So yeah, I'll take you to this really beautiful place, and there's a huge square there. We might even go down to the water side. We'll see how close it is. There seems to be like heaps of students here as well, I've noticed. Like in just in the street below where we're staying. It's like full of students. So I don't know if this is like a really popular place for Italian people to come and study. Maybe it is. Maybe. I'm not sure. But I'll tell you the main reason we actually came here though is we've kind of got some time to kill because we're heading up towards more Northern Europe, and we're trying to go to some of the Christmas markets. So we kind of have to wait out a little bit until we get to that time of year when all the markets start really taking off. So it's currently the 13th of November and Christmas markets really start taking off sort of like within the next like week or two. But yeah, we've just got some time to kill, and we were thinking like where in Italy is like a cheap place to stay while we wait for that to happen, and we just thought of Naples partly because of this reputation that it has of being a bit gritty, being a bit run down. I guess places are just a bit cheaper, but the place we're staying at is like nice, it's really nice. And we've got a full kitchen, we've got upstairs, downstairs, mezzanine level for our bedroom, nice big bathroom. There's like absolutely nothing wrong with the place where we're staying, and yeah, it's like relatively cheap, so we're just going to make the most of it until we have to head up further on north on our train journey up to the Christmas markets. So this is a main thoroughfare, it seems. Oh my goodness, I've just seen a view of Mount Vesuvius getting bathed in that sunlight over there. You can just see down the end of the road. That's cool, that's nice. The other thing I've noticed here as well is there's a really strong police presence. You can hear. They're paramedics, but in Napoli I've really noticed that there's a lot of police cars around, even like driving up and down our street. And that dog was like howling to the siren. Yeah, there's a lot of police like walking up and down the street, driving up and down our street. I've just seen like some people in full like military army gear walking down the street behind me. So I don't know if that's it probably is like a preventative measure rather than like reactive. There's just a big police presence around. I guess most European cities are more like that now, but it does make you feel safer, I guess, as a tourist coming to a place like this with a reputation like it has and seeing a lot of police around. It's kind of like gives you that like confidence, I guess, that if anything does happen, like the police are not too far away. But so far so good, nothing has happened. Let's keep it that way. So this is like the thoroughfare that divides the Spanish Quarter with like, I guess, the CBD. Oh, that view of Mount Etna. No, not Mount Etna, Mount Vesuvius. I've been looking at Mount Etna for so long now down in Taormina, down in Sicily. What a view. Doesn't feel like a dangerous place, does it? Doesn't feel like a dangerous place to me anyway. It'd be interesting to get the female perspective of this when I come out here with Charlotte. We'll see what she's got to say about it, because definitely traveling as a female, even in a couple, you can have a completely different perspective as a entitled male, white male. This place looks busy. Passione del Sofì. Oh, that's like a pizza place and like a fried place. Very, very expressive people. Okay, I think I'm going left here. Oh wow, yes I am. Look at this. Wow. This is the Galleria Umberto, and yeah, this is the place I drove past in the taxi yesterday when we first arrived. Saw it out the window, and then we're staying very, very close to here. But just look at this. You can't really call this place gritty, can you? This feels very regal, very nice. We do have a McDonald's in here, obviously, because capitalism. But wow, look at this. What a place. What a space. I'm guessing those are like offices up there. Probably worth a fair bit of money to rent a space up there, but this is gorgeous. This huge octagon of really beautiful buildings. Is this considered one building? I guess it is. And then even on the ground we've got these, oh, I think it's like the I think we've got the zodiac signs all on the floor. So maybe this is like a, I'm not sure if this, I've seen things around Europe where like the sunlight will shine through a particular place, a particular part of like the building, and will light up one of the zodiac signs. Here's me. It's like a sundial in a kind of a way. But wow, this is really, really beautiful. So cool. Such a cool place. And then you've just got like a McDonald's over here. There's like a technology shop, Sephora for makeup. Like such a beautiful, prestigious looking building, and then you've just got these like epitomes of like capitalism. But I guess they're the ones that are paying the upkeep of this place at the moment, because I'm not. What a cool place though. It's really cool. How do you capture this? How do you actually capture this in an image? Let's see, I'm going to go to the other side. One side of the dome is like really like the rust, you can see it like like as it's leaking down the windows. The other side's a bit clearer. Maybe it's like the way that the wind blows the water or something. I think this is the shot here. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. I've just noticed that up in the corners on each of the building tops there's like the Star of David as well. I'm going to have a little chat to my friend ChatGPT, see if she can tell me about it. Hey, I'm inside the Galleria Umberto in Napoli, and I've just noticed at the top of the windows there's the Star of David. Can you tell me what that's all about?
Yeah, absolutely. The Galleria Umberto in Naples is quite fascinating. The Star of David at the top of the windows is believed to be a symbol of the building's eclectic architectural style. There are a few different interpretations, but it's often seen as a nod to the diverse cultural influences in Naples, and also sometimes connected to some historical Jewish presence in the city. It definitely adds a unique touch to the architecture.
Oh, there you go. Now that I come back, I see there's many more Stars of David around the building tops. Well, I'm glad we got to see that. So this is all like my real first impressions of the place as well. I haven't been out to see... Oh, hang on. I've still got ChatGPT on. Let's go out and see if we can see a bit of the sunset just as it's going down now. There's a big gardens nearby, and the Royal Palace as well, not too far away. Even the outside of the building is so stunning. Wow. So, oh, this is the theatre here. That's quite nice, isn't it? Nice violinist playing. I'm just really excited to be here. I'm really excited to be exploring again, and I'm really excited that I can walk normally, because before I could not walk. That accident I had, my ankle was so bruised, not only on the side that I did it, the bruising went around to the other side, my whole heel was bruised, and then the whole top of my foot, the bruising started to go down even onto my toes. I didn't even touch my toes when I had my accident. I was just like walking down this mountain, and as we were coming down, we were sort of getting to the end of the day. We knew that they were actually going to close the gates to the mountain. It was like a park that they had like hours that you could access it. And we knew that they were going to close, so we were kind of rushing to get down. But in our rush to get down, we took a wrong turn. We ended up going to the wrong place. We were kind of not freaking out, but we were a bit like rushed for time, so we were rushing. And then it was just like a stupid thing that I did. I just was going down these big steps and like stepping too much at a time, and then I landed on a pointy rock. My ankle just went, and my whole body weight with the backpack, which was quite heavy, all just landed on the ankle as my foot rolled over. So at the time I knew it was bad. I was kind of hoping it wasn't going to be that bad, but yeah, it was not good. I did not have much mobility after that for a good couple of weeks. Look at this place. Gritty, Naples? Where? Look at this. A beautiful church. We've got a royal palace. They seem to be setting up for some sort of show here. There's like a lot of like army trucks around and stuff. I don't know if there's something happening here over the next couple of days. Maybe I'll speak to someone on the way back to see. But what a beautiful open space here in Naples. Now I think you can go in the royal palace as well. I'm not sure if we're going to do that, but apparently it's quite nice in there. Very beautiful, prestigious building. But even just walking around the streets, it is a really pretty place. Diverse as well. There's like so many different aspects to it. Esercito Italiano. Maybe that's got something to do with it. Because I think the Esercito is something to do with the security or the army or something. I see that on the buildings, on the vehicles that the army guys are standing outside of. So, okay, we're coming around to a view now, guys. Look at that. Holy smokes. Wow. That is a view. So that mountain, if you can see it in the background, that's Mount Vesuvius. And from here you've actually got a really good perspective of the shape of it. There's kind of like 2 points to it. And I think they're kind of classed as 2 different mountains now. So Mount Vesuvius is the one on the right hand side. And then on the left hand side, I think it's called something else. It's called Mount Como or something like that. That there, if you follow those lines up the sides of the mountain and see where it might have gone up to before the big eruption in 79 AD, you can kind of get a good idea of what that mountain might have looked like. It would have been a very, very big mountain, but then to see it erupting as well, that would have been so terrifying, especially from here when you can see the whole thing. Naples is quite hilly actually, so we can see You can actually see a lot from here, the whole Bay of Naples. There's like a film production going on here, it seems. There's like all these film trucks here. Look at this park as well. Bit of a circus. We've got like a little sports field down there, tennis courts. Doesn't feel dangerous. It doesn't feel unsafe. It doesn't feel like I'm gonna get robbed or anything. This feels like a normal European city. I don't know why this place has like such a bad reputation. Ciao. Oh wow, the view from down here is just getting better and better. Oh, we can see even all the mountains that line the spine of the Sorrento Peninsula. That's the Sorrento Peninsula. Obviously Sorrento's on there, but on the other side of that you've got the beautiful Amalfi Coast. Just look at this. Look at this. Gorgeous. What a place. Such nice views. Nice vibe, nice atmosphere, nice temperature. I can't think of a bad thing to say. Got a monument here. Oh man, so you can even see down to Capri. Look at that. So that's Capri there. Sorrento, I think, is there. And then you've got Mount Vesuvius. And then Pompeii's just on the other side of that little piece of land that you can see. It's on that bay, but it's inland. Wow. What a nice sunset as well. The colours are just gorgeous. So I think maybe the key thing to having a good time here in Napoli is just to get like nice accommodation in a nice area, and yeah, I think you'll probably have a good time here. I think the problem stems from when you like stay in one of these really busy areas and it's kind of like a party area all night, and you don't get any sleep and you don't feel like it's safe because there's so much noise going on. I think if you're in a place which is a nice area and you're in a nice accommodation, you feel comfortable, you feel safe, then I think that really does impact your whole experience of the place. And we've definitely noticed that like over the years. So when we check into a nice place where we feel comfortable, it just completely alters our perspective of the destination we're in. It's like where you sleep has such an important impact on it. So yeah, I think that's like one of the most important things, is just like go to a place that's really nice. Now we're staying in the area of Chiaia, and it's a nice area. We're on like the main thoroughfare, but it's a pedestrianised street, so it feels very like safe. It's a little bit noisy, but then it does, last night it sort of just died off at around maybe 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. It just went quiet outside, so at some point it does go quiet. There's no bars downstairs. Maybe if you were staying in the Spanish Quarter it would be a completely different story, because it would just go on and on and on, I guess, into the wee hours. But yeah, Chiaia is a nice place if you're looking to stay in Napoli. And you just got beautiful bay views of the bay here. You got ferries going out, Mount Vesuvius, stunning. And I'm not even that far from home as well. So I think we're going to wrap it up here, guys. Thank you again for watching. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoy these walk and talks around cities, subscribe because there's more coming. And if you want to see more in-depth travel guides to the places, then go and check out the other channel, CJ Explores, and we do much more refined, curated guides where it's shorter and it's much more concise. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Who knows where that'll be? Maybe at a Christmas market. I'll see you there. Bye.